Hey, today we're talking about how. This is the article that we wrote. What and which, what are the ways to monetize? But now we're going to talk about how do we do that on site, on the page. So the first place that we're going to start is, let me get this clicker to work here on the screen. We're going to start with when you write a post. So in this video is about a post. An article, a page, wherever you have content. I don't care if it's a WordPress post or a WordPress article or a WordPress page, or it doesn't matter. Wherever your content is, we're going to talk about how to monetize that page. And I'm just going to call it a page because I don't know what to call it. So when you write content, the first thing that I want you to figure out, I want you to ask yourself before assigning a monetization strategy is the content commercial or non-commercial? This is the first question I would like you to consider. Now, non-commercial. Here is a non-commercial article. What to actually expect when you're a mom. Non-commercial means there's nothing to buy. It's not something that involves buying anything. That is in comparison to a commercial post. Outdoor curtains is this post. So the question is outdoor curtains something for your front porch? Is that something that you buy? Obviously it is. So these two posts, this is your first question, commercial or non-commercial when I write content. Now a recipe could very well be non-commercial because it might not involve buying anything. But suppose you're talking about cardamom dessert balls, and for most people don't own cardamom, so your post is kind of to say, hey, go out and get some cardamom so you can make this. Then obviously there's a commercial aspect to it. When that is the case, I want you to think about that commercial aspect in deciding whether the post is commercial and non-commercial. So let's talk about the spice cardamom. How many companies, and maybe what you can do is you can open up a tab and you can look for cardamom. Now, if there are a bunch of ads, then it's commercial. There's a bunch of companies bidding on those ads. If there are not a bunch of ads, then it is non-commercial. So here, there's no ads at the top. There's one you can sort of see over there on the right, that's spice. So I would say that a recipe where you're trying to encourage people to buy cardamom is non-commercial because there's like one bidder. So we have. When we decide that, then that should tell you whether or not you can use one of two things. Whether you can use a service like AdSense, which requires commercial content, or whether you can use affiliate marketing. So these are the two things you have to decide, commercial versus non-commercial. Now, if you can use AdSense, great. I want you to have a custom sidebar, and I want you to assign the sidebar. Use one that you've designated as commercial, because that's the one that you're going to put your AdSense code in. And in the case of Front Porch Ideas, you can see just above the fold here over our heads that there's an ad right smack dab in the middle of the post, and that's a commercial. This particular one doesn't exactly match outdoor curtains, but it is for the Pool and Spa Depot, which is a place where they sell outdoor furniture. So that's why it shows up. The non-commercial, you've got to realize, all right, this is not something that I can monetize effectively with a commercial source. So that's where we're going to use something else. Now in this case, on Finding Joy, you can see over here there's an ad, and that is a network called Mediavine. Now Mediavine doesn't require commercial content in order for it to work effectively. You could have non-commercial because it's not based on what's on the page itself. So that ad right there that you see with the washing machines, that is a impression ad. So the author Rachel of Finding Joy gets paid whenever that ad shows because it's a impression ad that isn't dependent upon the content. So that's the difference between commercial and non-commercial. Now we know on Finding Joy we're going to use an ad network, and on Front Porch Ideas and More we're going to use AdSense. Now we could use an ad network on Front Porch Ideas, and it would be great to test out an ad network versus AdSense so you can see which pays better. You can't really do that on a non-commercial page because AdSense is going to pay like crap, so it's not even worth it. Okay, now, where do you put the ad? Where does that go? So you have a new thing to discover. When you write the page, or when you write the content, is there a picture at the top? Is there a reason where you're going to force people to scroll down the page? Now, watch what happens when you scroll down the page. Let's look at Hoosier Homemade. Do you see how they have this impression at the top? What happens when you scroll down the page and there's an impression ad at the top? Now, you get paid for it to load, right? But there's no reason to put something that requires a click up there because the picture makes you want to scroll down, and then that ad is gone. And nobody scrolls back up to see an ad. So make sure from a placement standpoint that you know the difference between a post that has no picture, where the ad actually pops out, versus a page that has a picture and makes you want to scroll down to see more. Like automatically want to scroll down. There. This is where we stop. And look at the header. It's gone. Look at the very top right. It's pretty much gone. The bright shiny object syndrome up there, you can see it, but it's less than interactable at this point. So I want you to consider that with your ad placement. Is what are people going to do when they get on your page? Because on this site, you're going to see that ad up there that loads, so the author gets paid. The person scrolls down to see the picture. And now nothing above the header can be interacted with. And guess what? There's a nice ad for the Baby Bell, pretty much right where it needs to go. And in fact, at this point in the page, it almost pops right out at you. If their email sign up box was white, then that ad would truly pop right out at you. So that is the difference between commercial and non-commercial, and then also the difference between nothing that's pulling your mouse down the page versus something that immediately pulls your mouse down the page. So if you're going to use a custom sidebar, then I would want you to have, in one case, two different commercial sidebars. One that has an ad at the very top that you would use on a post that doesn't really have a picture, and one commercial sidebar that has an ad a little bit lower down the page, like this one, for when you know that your readers are gonna scroll down and never really be able to spend any time at the top. So now we have two other ways to monetize, and one of those is affiliate marketing. So here is an ad that Lena put together. This is not an ad. This is, I guess, an article where she talks about the BC stack right here. Now, I want you to think about how. Now, the BC stack is something that affiliates help promote, and then they make money for promoting, right? So when that is the case, I need you to go look at the landing page of the product that you're about to promote. So when you come over here to the BC stack, and this is the archive from last year, this is new because, obviously that's not on the sales page when it's live. So this is kind of what the stack is. Here's how much it's worth, and then guess what? It's a list. How much persuasion is involved with this list? And it's so much. There's so many things. How do you ensure that you're going to get paid for your work? So the good affiliates understand, they go and they look at that landing page and they realize that landing page isn't designed to persuade, that landing page is designed to sell. So what you have to do in that case is make sure that you write persuasion. That means that you tell them why you think you like it, what's in it that would benefit them, what's in it that wouldn't benefit them, who should and who shouldn't take advantage of it. You definitely don't want to sell something to people who can't use it or shouldn't get it. So make sure you're clear. You're saying, hey, this is a great product, but if you're in this situation, this is a product that you would skip. You want to be as honest as possible. But for the people that you think would really benefit, you have to basically sell them on site before you send them off site. So that's one of the reasons that people often have trouble with Amazon, is that they expect Amazon to do the persuasion. Like, hey, check out this product. Well, you go to Amazon, and you know what it is? It's a picture. And then you can, zoom in on it, and then you can press add to cart. That's it. So if you really think your audience needs that thing, you need to tell them why. You need to have a video of you using it. What was it like? What sucked? What was great? What sucked, but it's so great you were able to overcome that thing? Maybe there's nothing bad. Try to tell them as honestly as you can. But from an on-page perspective, you're not going to do as well with affiliate marketing without actually lending your voice to the product. So you don't have to worry as much about what's in the sidebar or the header or placement. If you're going to do affiliate marketing, you are in the business of saying, hey, this is a product I think you really need, and why. And that needs to be fully described. All right? Otherwise, why are you telling them to buy it in the first place? You shouldn't be doing it for money. You should be doing it to make them better. And then I had one other thing that I wanted to show you, and that is, here at Designer Blog Studio, they have a product, the Ultimate Blog Planner Kit. So if you have a product, then I want you to think about one other way to monetize, and that is, see here on the right, the Ultimate Life Planner? I want you to make internal ads for your own products and put them on your site. So here's, AdSense ads, and here's a Mediavine ad. But I also want you to think about placing your own ads. And with that, when you look at any particular web page, I want you to consider, let's see, where was the one that we just looked at? Click, click, click. I want you to consider how many options a person has when they arrive at your page. So look at this one, way up there on top. Home, about, contact, disclosure, advertise, how to start a blog, search. And then all the social buttons, and then the navigation buttons, and then 4 related articles and about Lena. And then you could click on the comments button. You could click on shares. You could click on popular posts. On the very, very far left, you could click on those social sharing things. Here's an internal ad for blog income proven boosting strategies. These are, look at how many ways someone can take an action. And I want you to consider, where is it that you actually want them to go? What builds your business? If you look inside of AdSense in the dashboard, it will tell you exactly which pages on your site are making the most amount of money from the network. So why would we not create internal ads following the same commercial and non-commercial rules, the same picture and no picture rules, but create internal ads to move our traffic to the pages that are paying the most? These are all things to consider when you're monetizing your site. Let me know your thoughts on that. We obviously help people do this, and we're going to be talking more about this on this channel this year. We're going to be combining Blogging Concentrated with Amplify Today on YouTube, so we're going to be doing a whole lot more videos than we've ever done before. Look forward to seeing you. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out.